What's up, guys? This is Evilenger from GamerVets.com, and I'm bringing you some commentary for Battlefield 4, the beta. It's definitely a beta, and the beta we played last night. I was playing with Amigo, fellow GamerVet. Originally, I had the commentary. Actually, had live com for both of us, but we had some audio trouble. And being a typical Battlefield Dice beta, lots of little connection problems. I mean, Dice really takes it to beta as I guess what it's really supposed to be. I mean, normally if games are beta games are pretty much what the final is. I've noticed, but with Dice, beta is a true beta, so lots of problems. And right away, I don't know if you noticed it. Something about doing with the control, I guess the cursor highlighting. I was highlighting the characters, and for whatever reason, they kept jumping to the top. I was thinking like something's wrong with the controller, but every time I try to go down to select someone, it would just kind of pop all the way to the top again, over and over again. So that was the first real annoyance. Second annoyance, kind of similar. My problem I had with Battlefield 3 is that, once again, setting up a party or at least a squad beforehand with friends and then be able to join a game together was a huge issue again. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why it's so difficult. It seems like every other game can do it. Call of Duty can do it. I mean, they really need to hire some kind of like usability or GUI expert. Even an amateur can probably figure it out. Just make the overall layout easier to navigate through, easier to figure out, and just get that. I mean, this is a squad-based game, and you can't even so much trouble just playing with one friend. We had to basically join a game, or one of us had to join a game. The other guy would basically highlight the other person and try to join right away to get in the same game. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like nowadays, you should just be able to create the team in the lobby menu, and then whoever the team leader is, whatever, to just join a game and bring the whole team with them. And I think that should be really standard. I'm hoping that was just some issues with the beta, and I'm hoping they fix it up because from this one, it was actually even really, I didn't even see an option to even do that, at a bare minimum. So let's chalk this up as a beta for now. As you can tell by the visuals, it's a true beta. I'd almost call it like an alpha. I mean, look at the quality is pretty much terrible. The graphics are really poor, poor textures, no details. I mean, it's pretty sad actually. And I know it's an 8-year-old console, and I don't actually know why they even bothered putting it out for Xbox or the PS3. I mean, with next gen so close, I've seen some video of it, and it looks pretty decent. I guess it's catching up to PC, which I'm happy about. I'm not really a PC player. I'm sticking with consoles anyway. But the visuals and the frame rate, it's pretty terrible on those consoles. Especially nowadays. I mean, the thing is 8 years old. What do you expect? But it really comes apparent here, and it's kind of painful. Like no matter how much fun you can really have, I'm not a huge graphic guy, but there's a certain point where you kind of have a little bit of expectations to do, and Battlefield doesn't really cut it. Right here is actually, you see Migo just got dropped out of the party. I think he either froze or he had to quit. So that happens quite a few times. Overall, though, the game is more or less very similar to Battlefield 3. The controls are about the same. Guns, it looks like there's not as much recoil. From what I could tell, I just had the base. I think I did the base assault class. And once again, the assault class has the health packs and the defibrillator. They kept that, I guess, for Battlefield 3. What they've added here, I think we're playing a game of... I think we're playing Conquest. We all know it from Battlefield, and there's vehicles in this one. But they've also added the game type Domination, which we were pretty familiar with, just holding points without. And this one didn't have any vehicles, which we all know that from Call of Duty. But that game type, for whatever reason, that was actually even harder for us to join. It had more connection problems. So we kind of stuck with Conquest, at least in this case. So here I am, I think, capturing this. But anyway, it's actually a pretty fun game together. But I'm just more anticipating it playing for next gen. I've already got a pre-order for the PS4, I believe. So I just hope that some of those little glitches, connection problems, partying up is going to be resolved by then, because that's my biggest complaint. I think Call of Duty definitely has that down, where it's just easier to navigate, easier to figure things out. Here, it's about Dice just can't figure that part. I don't know. Also, I kind of glanced around the navigation menu system. Similar stuff. It looks a little easier to customize your weapons and so on. A little bit easier to move around. But other than that, there's one thing I noticed too is they've actually added the commander mode, which is pretty cool.
Like, is it 8-on-8?
And then they've also added sort of like Call of Duty has, which is like a kill cam. The original kill cams for Battlefield are kind of like it has a weird camera view of the guy who kills you, but you can't really tell where he's from. What they've done here, notice this from the screen, is that especially here when I got hit by the sniper, it actually zooms in and I guess puts a guy up in orange, kind of like an X-ray, to kind of tell you exactly where he's at. So that's a new feature they've added, a little more obvious where whether you got the campers or anyone to kill you. So I'm not sure they did that to kind of, I guess, to try to eliminate camping a little bit, to try to speed the game up. Although, I mean, with Battlefield, with the sheer size of it, camping and sniping and holding position is a lot more important than the running, gunning of COD anyway. So that's about it. One thing I actually could record, I think it kicked out on me, but they've added, if you remember, the knife killing was it was kind of a slow motion animation, but now when it's face to face, there's actually an ability to do a counter. I believe you hit the right stick button, something like that, at a certain point, and you can actually counter his knife attack, and I guess you can knife him back. I actually managed to pull it off on a previous attempt here, but I didn't record that, unfortunately. But that's a new feature they've added, I guess, just to mix things up with the melee. They don't make the melee like a one-hit, such an obvious kill anymore. They make it more of a chance for the opponent to counter your attack. Also, I think this might be it. I don't remember. I think at one point the final building B actually collapses. I forgot how this is done. When I play more, I'll figure that out. Maybe I thought the commander mode is that you actually be able to, I guess, fire missiles at it or something like that, or maybe there's a vehicle in there just bashing the bottom. But which is pretty cool when the building actually crashes down. But again, because the graphics are so crappy, it just looks kind of like lots of blocks falling. It's pretty sad. Oh, here we go. You can actually hear it, some actually rumbling and so on. And I actually didn't know. There's even now that I'm listening to it, I can even hear like something beeping. So I didn't really realize what was going on here. I just kind of ran, and then here you can see it happening. And it goes. Obviously, I'm way too close. So look. There you go. And I died. So, so there's some cool effects there. I've also noticed there's a few other action points, I guess you call it, or at least motion things. There's a couple levers you can do. There's an elevator you can ride. So there's a few interactive parts to see. But for the beta, this is the only map. I think it's called Shanghai or whatever it is. I don't. I'm not sure. Shanghai? Yeah, whatever. So, and keep an eye on later. I think you'll see the water looks terrible. And actually, this is the building that was down. And even here, if you look at if you look at the ground, look at there's floating things, floating blocks. There's no textures. I mean, this is. I mean, it looks terrible. It's really hard to play actually. This is probably the only time I'm going to play it. Like I said, I am hoping next gen really wows me. I mean, it doesn't even have to wow me. It just has to be a quality game. I've heard that at 60 frames per second, I'll be happy with. As long as it's smooth. I'm hoping I can really get into this. But if you look at these blocks here, and here I believe you'll see some things floating. Right ahead, you'll see some debris just hanging up top there. Right there it is, right there. So, again, I mean, this is a beta, and this is a true DICE beta. We'll see when the final product comes out. I'm expecting a lot more. I definitely do not recommend you picking up the, I guess, current gen console version. And unless you're a hardcore Battlefield guy, don't have PC, I don't see why you'd even want to pick this up. You just wait for the next gen to get that. If you're desperately, I think there's a deal that if you do get the current gen, I think you only pay $10 more to get the next gen, I think some kind of trade-in deal. So I mean, that's not bad if you want to do that, but I wouldn't really bother. So in the end, I think for the beta, I'd say it doesn't do anything to impress. Maybe they're just using this to test on glitches and so on, and server, I guess, capabilities, server load, and so on. But it's definitely did not impress. I think just like last year or 2 years ago when the Battlefield 3 came out, there's lots of potential here, but I'm hoping it'll be realized in the next gen version, because current gen, it's time to go. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's harder and harder for me to even play current gen games now, just because we're just so close to next gen. And for me, I always like going to the new stuff. I don't really like hanging around playing old things. I tend to not look back much. I like to go forward, so that's me. So I'm going to wait till the next gen, and you'll see some more videos in that. Hopefully I'll get into that, and we'll go from there. So I'll leave it here. You can watch some more action. I think I did all right in this game. I kind of forgot that some of the controls anyway to access these secondary weapons, but that was a nice little kill. And anyway, this is Evilenger of GamerVets.com, and let me know in the comments how you feel about this, if you're picking it up, what console version, and talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.